Friends, greetings. I come to you from live in my sunroom. Been kicked out of my studio place tonight, so due to sickness in the house. So let's talk about two particular things. It's kind of a laid back video here, obviously. But I keep seeing more and more on YouTube to fellow colleagues and YouTubers, stuff like that, where they go Palantirs, the thumbnails everyone's saying, and there's people that I highly respect on YouTube saying these kind of things that SoFi is going to crazy numbers, Palantir is going to $1,000. You're seeing that thumbnail a lot, and kind of give just my thoughts on, not that I'm anything special, but just kind of giving my thoughts on that situation right now. But obviously too, one thing right now that we're watching the market play out, Trump is undoubtedly, Elon too, are making huge changes right now in our market. And the big thing now is, can SoFi, can Palantir here move to these crazy numbers this year with these two stocks? Can this really happen? There's a lot of belief that this can happen here sooner than we think. We're still in a bull market, 100%. I mean, the market is just going crazy. Now, obviously, too, with that, Trump's main thing right now that he is talking about, obviously, they're cutting programs, they're finding money that's being wasted here, there. They're cutting things a lot. But, Trump's main thing that he talks about a lot is obviously the new tax plan, what they're wanting to do. He wants to drill oil, which what will do? It will bring down prices and put more money in people's pockets because bread, groceries, things that people need, utilities, power, gas, everything will be cheaper, putting more money in people's pocket, and therefore adding more revenue, inflation going down, and those are things that drives up the market, puts more money in the market, more money in people's hands, yada yada yada. And that's what we want to see. Now, of course, what will that do? That will make the market continue into a bull run here. We'll just keep it alive, hot, going, and for you as an investor, that's good. That's great. That's what we want to hear ultimately. Now, will that happen? I don't know. Trump has hinted that he said, well, the market could crash before we see, these tariffs take effect, this stuff really start to be implemented the right way, how we're wanting it to work. So, I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I had a magic ball where I knew that the market's going to crash X this date. So, of course, I could be ready for it. But, that's why it's important to keep capital on hand too, just for a bloody day in the market. So going right into Palantir here, Palantir's, still under $300 billion market cap. And obviously there's people saying that this is going to be a $1 trillion market cap before we know it. And one of those people is Dan Ives. Dan Ives speaks very highly of Palantir. He has for the past 3 years now, and he's been right. Dan Ives was putting his neck out there with Palantir way before we were seeing these crazy numbers, share price with Palantir. And of course now the valuation is insane right now with Palantir. I mean, yeah, I get it. It doesn't make sense. You're buying Palantir for what is coming way into the future. But there's things to support that too. Palantir is killing it with quarterlies. They're printing money at this point. And right now, the CEO, Alex Karp, is deep in the White House right now. We'll take it, obviously. So Palantir's getting all these government contracts. It's, they're shaking hands with Elon Musk. Alex Karp and Elon Musk, they're friends. They have pictures together. They talk. So for you as an investor, this is good. This is good news. The question is, everyone's wanting to know, is this time I get this comment every day, do I need to sell out of Palantir? Listen, I am never going to tell anybody to sell out of a good position. Well, let's just say that, a good position. Am I selling out of Palantir? I'm not selling out of Palantir right now. If I had, I'm just not. I'm just not selling out of Palantir right now. And there's people that are selling out of Palantir right now, but small portions of it. Now, if you want to take some portion money and sell out of it, go right ahead. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I still think there's more to come here with Palantir. I'm in the Dan Ives camp where I go like, I think Palantir is going to keep running here. I think we're going to run to 150. I think we're going to see 170 before we know it. I think 200 is coming. I really do. And those are small numbers compared to what a lot of people are saying right now. Most people are saying Palantir is going to go $1,000 here within the next 2 years. Is that going to happen? Nobody thought it was going to $100. No one thought it was going to $120 where it's at right now. So as long as this market continues into this AI bull run, and that's essentially what we're looking at right now. The market is just, what does the market love? It loves AI. The market loves AI. Just like last year, the year before that, the market's continuing into that. And we were going to see that regardless. It didn't matter if Biden won the election, or Kamala, excuse me. It was going to happen no matter what. AI was going to lead this market because we are in a revolutionary gold rush right now of AI companies where it's just a feeding frenzy out there right now with investors wanting AI stocks. And that's one reason why Big Bear is growing at such a high rate right now. So the question is, what do I think about, what do I, little old me, what do I think about Palantir here going to $1,000 a share? Listen, I've been in the market for a long time now, and I've seen crazier things happen. I've seen crazier things happen. I don't think it's crazy to say that the FOMO, the hype, the ridiculousness of Palantir share price growing is crazy. I don't think that's crazy at all, because it's got all the right tools to make that happen. If there was a company just to be even more overvalued of where it's at right now, continue into this growth pattern of where we've seen it go in the past year and a half, continue to get government contracts, big deals, just break all the rules and continue to fool people where it's going. Look, I'm sitting here just with everyone else watching what's happening. We're watching history be made with this tech stock that just came on the scene here just a handful of years ago. That's really what we're doing. We're all in this together. I like I've said a million times, I don't have a magic ball here where I can tell what's really going to happen here with Palantir. Do I want to go to $1,000? Of course I want to go $1,000. Will Palantir sell back down to $80? I don't know. It's possible. It's possible we could have a break and something terrible could happen in the market here soon. That's very well possible. The market's been running hot here, even off bad news. And that's the thing to remember. The market's been producing, not so much the market's been producing good news. The economy's been producing bad news. Inflation's going up. Job reports, they're okay. And these tariff things, they scare the market for a moment. Then the market goes, okay, well, we'll just put up with them. But we're still not seeing what's really going to happen with those. Bonds, what else is bad out there? All this WAR talk, it's calming down. But we hope it stops. With all this stuff that Doge is going through, Elon's finding out, how is this going to look the next 6 months with everything? Good, bad? I don't know. So there's a lot of unknown right now where the market is going. But I mean, even Trump said this, I wouldn't be shocked to see a market crash, but in the long run, what we want is for this market to be the biggest we've ever seen. And, I think it will regardless, because that's the history of the market. It's not so much that I'm in here promoting Trump. I'm in here promoting the market, that our market has always recovered and that we have the biggest AI companies to support that system with the market. So, yeah, I mean, I think the longevity of Palantir will keep up here. I think the next 5-10 years of Palantir will continue regardless. And right now, this is just a sweet spot for Palantir because Palantir has been getting these contracts, but now Palantir has those contracts still, is probably going to get more big government contracts, not to mention has just a lot of other significant contracts with other companies. But it's in the pocket right now of the Trump administration with Elon, all that stuff. So it's just this golden little moment for the next 4 years with Palantir, absolutely. And that's why you're just seeing Palantir, the expectation is growing so much. So yeah, I think anything's possible here. We could, listen, 6 months from now, who knows? Palantir could have sold off to under $100, or from what it looks like, it could walk its way up into a 150, 140 zone here by the summer. I don't know. It's hard to say. We've seen crazier things happen. I mean, look at what Nvidia did last year. And of course, Nvidia's making insane more money, but we've seen Tesla. I mean, before we had the first stock split in Tesla a few years back, a little more than that now, but, no one saw that coming. And then Tesla just went crazy. And then guess what? Tesla had another stock split a few years later. Things like this happen in the market. It just, right now, the issue that we're seeing where it's scaring people is that Palantir just has a lot of eyes on it right now because it's in the spotlight. So listen, if I'm going to ride the roller coaster with any stock right now, and it's going to be Palantir. If Palantir was just like meeting expectations with quarterlies, that might draw a little concern. If they were just like, we just made it. But no, they're going, we annihilated what people thought we were going to do. And by the way, this year we're projected to make even more here in 2025 than what we thought at this point. So, 2025 could blow 2024 away. Palantir is in a real conversation right now within the mid of this year, summer of this year, to start producing billion-dollar quarterlies. Billion-dollar quarterlies. That's going to catch up a lot of numbers here faster than we think, okay? That's big. That's big. It's not Nvidia big. Nvidia's producing like 20 plus billion dollar quarterlies. But Palantir, that's new. Palantir producing $1 billion quarterly or over $1 billion quarterly, touching the big B there, that's what we're talking about. That is what is going to be producing these numbers that we're seeing right now and producing bigger numbers. There could be a 2 or a 3 in front of that money sign right there right now. Okay, we're going to be in some bigger numbers if this continues, undoubtedly. So that's why you're seeing people saying that Palantir is going to $300, $500, $1,000 a share. I don't look at people that say that and go like, they just don't get it. They don't understand market cap. They just don't understand. I get it, and I go, yeah, anything's possible. That's the fun thing about the market. Anything's possible. That is my number one love from the market. Anything's possible. There's plenty of Wall Street guys out here, and there's guys that do things by the books and statistics and all that. That's great. I love those kind of guys. But sometimes there's just someone who's, it's like being in a band. You've got people that are great at playing, musical theory and all that kind of stuff. But then you have someone who's just good at, harmonizing and following, hearing the notes and not playing it safe, but always doing well. Maybe that's Palantir. Maybe we are those investors with Palantir. Maybe we're not going to play it, the safe way. We're gonna keep riding the roller coaster here with Palantir. That's okay. I'll ride this roller coaster. I've got plenty of room to jump off and hope I land and live to tell about it at this point. Okay, friends, that's my thought on Palantir. I think we're going to see crazier numbers with Palantir. I think there could be a real conversation here with Palantir where people later in the future, X time, I don't know when, are going to be begging that they could have bought Palantir at $120. Does that not sound crazy to you? People will be going, I wish I could have bought Palantir at $120. Maybe they'll say that at $110. Maybe they'll say that at $130. Who knows? And just the same here with SoFi. SoFi is another one of those companies where, SoFi is more in a realistic evaluation price target right now where it's at. SoFi, having a market cap of, right under 18 billion, sitting around a $16 position, $14 position, high $14 position on a sell-off day. So we're keeping this battleground right now. It's keeping that mid-teen range under control, and that's fine. We'll take it. This has been the story with SoFi. SoFi's always been a slow-moving stock when it comes to, price range. It's always been like that because, it's not going to have the AI 100% backing to it. It's not going to have the craze to it, because at the end of the day, it's a banking stock. It's what it is, and that's okay. We'll take it. But the fun thing about SoFi right now is that it's a very new company, very new stock, and there's a lot of potential for it in the next 10 years. And when I say 10 years, people go, 10 years? What are you talking about? 10 years? I'm not waiting 10 years. Well, imagine if you waited 5 years. Imagine if you waited 10 years. Imagine if you'd bought SoFi, just 6-7 months ago, where you'd be right now. Okay? And when you're talking about big boy investing, when you're talking about really changing your future, think about the future, man. Think about what SoFi could offer you, offer your family, offer your kids in the next 5-10 years. Think about if you were able to build a nice position in SoFi right now with what capital you can, scrounge up here. And what if you could have 500 shares in SoFi, 1,000 shares? Maybe you're just like, man, all I can afford is 50 shares in SoFi at $15 or $10 when I bought in. Man, that's great. You're in it, okay? Now, how long can you hold it? One thing I've seen in this market, in the stock market and investing with people, it's this. The one thing people struggle with, it's time. It's patience. Time and patience will kill every investor, guaranteed, 100%. And that can work against you too, in the sense of not knowing when to sell out of a stock. But more than likely, the one thing that will kill every investor, it's time staying in something, and it's patience with just letting something cook. Sometimes it takes years for things to cook in the oven, okay, when it comes to stocks. SoFi is such in a growth pattern right now, where it's just a growing little boy right now. It's still very little compared to where it can go right now. It's growing with market cap. It's growing with what it's producing quarterlies. It's growing with people opening accounts with it. And one thing that's very reassuring right now with SoFi here is that it's gone after the younger generation, the teenagers, the young adults, the older adults, even getting into mid-range people, late 30s, 40s. But for that younger generation, guess what they're going to have to be doing here in the next 5-10 years? They're going to need loans. They're going to need house loans, car loans, business loans. They're going to need loans for things in life. They're going to start having kids, and then guess what they're going to tell their kids? They're going to tell their kids, well, I bank with SoFi. Let's go ahead and open you a savings account. Let's open you a trust. Let's start buying stocks, bonds, whatever. That SoFi offers all that stuff. Credit cards. Okay? This is good business for the future. This is how you have to think as an investor. This is what investing is. With SoFi, don't look at this as chasing a buck. Look at this as a real investment in your life, to where in the future, the way SoFi is moving right now, I would look at this as something you should probably put in a Roth IRA or a retirement fund. SoFi is still, in the next handful of years, maybe sooner than that, maybe this year, next year, we're going to be talking about inclusion into maybe S&P 500, inclusion into a lot more ETFs. That's when we're going to really be seeing a shift in the culture of investors with SoFi, where you're going to start to see investment firms really step in and go, okay, we're gonna take a big stake here in SoFi. We like SoFi. You're going to see SoFi, like I said, be included in some big ETFs. Just like you see when you look at ETFs now that, hold big positions in like NVIDIA or bank stocks, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP, things like that. There's very real conversation for SoFi to be in that category here, 5-10 years from now. That's not that long. I mean, think about the first time Trump was in office, 2016, and now. It seems like yesterday. I was being told to wear a mask. Time flies. It doesn't take long for this stuff to produce good fruit for you. So friends, I just talked about SoFi, so I don't want to yap about it too much more, but I do think, don't look at SoFi as a get-rich-quick scheme. Look at SoFi as something that can really build a beautiful fruit tree for you in your front yard. Something that you can go out there and have always sitting for you to produce something for you, food, to where it's going to just get sweeter and sweeter and bigger, dropping multiple fruits for you all the time. There's real conversation for SoFi to have a stock split here in the future. Join the S&P 500, ETFs. Think about this, dividend territory. What if you're able to build such a position right now in SoFi, and then it's coming regardless. We know it's going to come in the future. Who knows when, but it could be here sooner than we think. Dividends. Think about dividends. I wouldn't expect the first big dividend for SoFi to be like $1 a share, but maybe they'll give 5-10 cents a share. Okay. Maybe you have 100 shares in SoFi. Maybe you have 500 shares. Maybe you have 1,000 shares. More than that. That's a good place to be. And then on top of that, inclusion into these S&P 500, stock split. This is how people become rich in the market. This is where people become rich. Okay, this is what happens here. So, friends, I'm excited. I'm sitting on the couch. My dog's next to me, but I'm excited. I really am. I've said it once. I'll say it again. We're in an amazing moment here for people to start investing. I'm so bothered and I'm so sad that people don't want to take time to put money in the market. I really am. I wish I could just scream it off a mountain to like everyone, just put your money in the market. Let it work for you. We are in such a golden moment right now. For God's sakes, just buy ETFs, Walmart, Apple. I don't care. Just do something. It's so life changing. It's so empowering for you as a person to be in the stock market, to have something working for you. It's so great. Friends, I'm going to shut up now, and I wish all of you a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you tomorrow, yapping about something else here, and try to talk about some newer stocks, what's going on here. This video is kind of just rushed, put together. I kind of had a rough day here with kids and stuff, but yeah, I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.